Keaton as Ken Feinberg, an attorney in Washington D.C. who battles against cynicism, bureaucracy, and politics to help the victims of 9/11. This initially premiered at Sundance in 2020 before hitting Netflix last weekend. It's written by Max Borenstein, who wrote all the Monsterverse movies, and it's directed by Sarah Colangelo. And it's based on a pretty murky true story, in which Feinberg had to decide how much each of the families of the 9/11 victims would get, a decision that he alone came up with based on criteria he established. Michael Keaton plays the role exceptionally well, and while we do see a more likable side to him at the very beginning, I do appreciate that this film didn't necessarily ask for us to root for him once the proceedings were underway. While he's not seen as completely heartless, he does try keeping his distance from many of the family members. It's noted by one of them how he sees them essentially just as numbers, and he doesn't try to get too involved with their personal stories, so he doesn't try making any exceptions to the rules he determines. And while he justifies what he's doing in his head as right because he views it as being objective, it's still pretty awful. So you become frustrated as you see the otherwise charming, affable Keaton, who has a friendly demeanor when he's not talking about the fund, do what he does, and it's a testament to Keaton's talents how much he makes you torn on this guy. The film ultimately dives into the question of if you could truly put a price tag on life, as we hear the stories from a variety of other people, recounting where they were on the day of the attacks, as well as some backstories regarding their relationships to the victims. And while we don't have a completely sympathetic lead character, we still manage to get that emotional core from just about everyone else here. In particular, the two other characters who were the strongest are Amy Ryan as Feinberg's partner Camille, who does find sympathy in the family stories and wants to genuinely take everything on a case-by-case basis, as well as Stanley Tucci as Charles Wolfe, who becomes something of a leader among all the families as he describes himself as Feinberg's harshest critic, and wants him to fix the fund. While the acting is great all around, what makes Tucci's scenes even more intriguing is that he keeps at a calm demeanor for nearly the entire movie, with a tone that suggests a warm chit-chat even when he's pushing back hard against Feinberg. While I'm not sure if Wolfe really was always that calm, it did make for an interesting dynamic as Feinberg would stumble his way through an uncomfortable conversation while Wolfe wouldn't even bat an eye. The film is an incredibly well acted and often engaging journey. Now, I wouldn't call it great though, as it doesn't quite reach the highly emotional levels it wanted to reach. Much of the film features various family members recounting their stories in length to Feinberg's team, with follow-ups for the more complex situations occurring throughout the film. And we're talking quite a few stories here, so the film has an awful lot of ground to cover between that and any of the character moments featuring our three main leads. So as a result, it really doesn't dive too in-depth into the questions it raises, and it does cause a couple of story beats to get resolved a bit too easily towards the end, feeling very much like a typical Hollywood historical drama. But despite its issues, it's still a solid watch overall, and I do think it offers plenty that one can appreciate, mainly thanks to the performances by all three leads, who maintain a consistently strong presence throughout the film. If you're a fan of any of these actors, or are in the mood for a good historical drama, this one is worth it. Worth gets a 7 out of 10. So let me know, did you see Worth, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you like all the performances? Do you have a favorite film based on a true story? Let me know in the comments below so we can discuss. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and keep having fun with film.